You ever feel like premium currencies in games are just a scam? Like, you spend real money and somehow still feel broke in game. We've all been there. You buy a pack of 1,000 coins, but that cool skin costs 1,200. So you either shell out more money, or that leftover 800 just kind of sits there, mocking you. This is not by accident. This is designed to keep you spending. But then there's Warframe, a game that doesn't just let you buy premium currency, it lets you trade it. For anything from rare mods to high-end cosmetics. Warframe's Platinum system isn't just fair, it's one of the smartest, most player-friendly premium models in all of gaming. Premium currencies are everywhere nowadays. Almost every major game has one. Apex with Apex coins, Fortnite has V-Bucks, Call of Duty has COD points, and so on and so forth. At this point, it's just expected. If you want the good stuff, you're gonna have to cough up some real-world cash. But the real problem isn't just that these currencies exist, it's how they're used. Let's be honest, most games use premium currency not as a convenience, but as a psychological tool. A way to manipulate your spending. Let's say you and your friends hop on and see this awesome skin in the shop. They bought it immediately, seeing as they had the currency in their account already. You, however, do not. So you have two options. Deprive your friends of the dream of matching as a squad or cough up the money to actually buy the skin. You look at how much you need, and it turns out you only need 100 to afford it. Wouldn't be that big of a deal if not for the fact that you can only buy in sets of 1,000 at the minimum. You have to shell out $10 whole just to afford something that you need 400 coins for. And the best thing you can get with the rest of the currency? Maybe an emote, maybe two if you get really lucky. And don't even get me started on currency packs. You want $5 worth of stuff? Too bad. The $5 pack only gives you 500 coins, but the thing you want costs 650. Conveniently only available if you buy the $10 bundle. It's artificial scarcity. It's designed for friction. It's monetization by inconveniencing the player. Now, you might say, hey, it's a free game. They have to make money somehow. And yeah, I can agree to that. Developers should be paid well for their time and their services. But there's a very big difference between offering value to the players and engineering frustration for them to encounter. Then there's FOMO, fear of missing out. Only available for 28 hours, limited edition, buy now or it's gone forever. It's not about enjoyment anymore, it's only about the pressure. And the worst part, you can't even trade most of these items away. Because they know that you're only gonna buy it, you're only gonna part with your sweet, sweet cash if it can never be bought again. Once they're gone, they're gone. Unless they decide to sell it later as a remake or a remaster and sell it for double the price. In most games, premium items are locked to your account. That's it. You either buy the item or you can just miss out, and you don't really need it anyways, right? There's no secondhand economy, no value retained for the money you're spending. There's no trading, and there's definitely not any flexibility. So what do we get? A system where you have to spend to compete or to stand out, you can't recoup value or trade for anything, and you don't feel like your money really belongs to you after you've spent it. It's not just pay to win, it's pay or feel bad. Pay or stand out, pay or go home. But that's where Warframe comes in. Because instead of locking premium value behind a wall, it hands players the keys to a whole new perspective. So here's where Warframe flips that script a little bit. Enter Platinum, Warframe's premium currency. At first glance, it might seem like any other system, right? You can buy it with real money, you can use it for cosmetics, weapons, inventory slots, and the lot. But here's the kicker. Platinum is, and always has been, fully tradable between all players, except for the starter 50 plat. And that changes everything. In Warframe, you don't need to buy Platinum to get Platinum. You can earn it just by playing the game and trading with other players, which alone puts it miles ahead of the industry standard. Let's say you grind out a few Deimos missions and get a few corrupted mods, or crack some relics that you've had for years. You hit the trade chat or Warframe market and boom, there is someone there willing to pay you real premium currency for that item that you never thought you would have a use for. That same Platinum was bought with someone's real money by another player, but now it's yours, and you didn't have to spend a cent. You've effectively earned premium currency through only what you've done in-game. And sometimes this can be ridiculously easy. There's no battle pass, no XP cap, no loot box that requires 40 hours worth of grinding. It's just skill, timing, a little bit of luck, and good business sense. The Warframe economy is alive, not just because of the developers, but because players create the value in the market. There are dozens of items that retain long-term wealth because the market decides what's valuable. Sound familiar? You find a great Riven mod? That can net you hundreds, nay, thousands of platinum. That's a currency you can now use on anything. Frames, cosmetics, quality of life upgrades. You can buy the same thing a whale can because you were smart about how you traded your items. Or just use that Riven mod and coast your way to endgame. People might just pay you platinum to help them through specific missions. This is a system that respects both kinds of players. The ones who really want to support the developers by just giving them money when they know they can't play the game, and the ones who want to grind, hustle, and earn their way up to the top. Hey, if I'm not going to be out there for 40 hours a week making money, I might as well pretend to have a job at home when I buy myself a nice color palette for my kitty. And here's the wild part. Digital Extremes is completely okay with this. How do I know? Because they engineered the system to work exactly this way. They gave us all the tools. And they said, hey, go ahead and build an economy. Make it work. Show Karl Marx he doesn't know what he's fucking talking about. And the players did. There's culture around trading in Warframe. There are traders who flip items like a stock market. Players who farm specific relics just to sell the rewards. And in case you're curious, you can just join into the relic chat and join them. And entire trading clans that teach newcomers how to value their loot. It's a mini economy run by players for players. But just a small little warning, just like in a real economy, there are scams, so be careful out there. Not everyone has your best interest in heart. Let me put this in perspective for all of you who aren't hearing me very well. In most games, when you stop playing, all that premium stuff, those skins, the back blings, and all those coins that you spent precious dough on, gone, worthless, trapped. And in some games, they get converted into useless garbage. Looking at you, Overwatch, I know you don't have to buy it, but how fucking dare you? In Warframe, your stuff holds value. You can liquidate a collection of Prime Junk for Platinum and use it however you want. That is the definition of flexibility. Now, yes, you can buy Platinum. You can swipe your card and skip the grind. But unlike other games, you never feel like you're forced to. And that makes all the difference. Because when a game gives you options, it's not about squeezing you, it becomes about respecting you. And I know what someone's gonna say. Yeah, but you can still spend money and skip ahead, sure, but here's the thing. You cannot buy power in Warframe. At least not tangible power that's worth anything. Because what are you gonna buy? A Warframe that you could just grind for? A weapon slot that you could just get through playing in the battle pass? There's no real reason to buy power. All you're doing is saving yourself some time. You're not buying exclusivity because you can trade for pretty much anything in the game. And you're not buying time-gated content because most of the economy is entirely open, short of a few cosmetic items or insta-purchase things, which you don't even need to progress to begin with. You're buying choice. That's it. How you want your time to be spent. Work at a job and have a nice time playing at home, or maybe use some of that money to take your girlfriend out that you forgot existed in the corner of your room for the last 4 years, and work a little bit harder when you play your video games. I don't know, I'm not judging, I'm just saying, no personal experience needed. The majority of premium purchases in Warframe are cosmetics, fashion frames, things that make your life a little bit more convenient or easy, or just skip some sort of grind. They make you look cool, but they don't really affect gameplay all too much. You're never really at a massive advantage compared to somebody else. Want a powerful mod, but you don't really have the hours to farm it? That's exactly the kind of thing that you can look to buy with Platinum from someone who does. Everyone wins, because the guy who just grinded it for the last 6 hours doesn't have anything better to do anyways besides make some Platinum for his time. Give the man what he wants. He just needs a new skin. You save the time, they earn the currency. There's no guessing, there's no FOMO, there's no RNG. It's just two people doing a little bit of business. It's honest, it's transparent, and it's something that so many games refuse to do nowadays. So why does this work so well? Warframe's Platinum system is not just about functionality. It's not just about making it easy for the players. It's about being brilliant from the get-go, because it taps into what free-to-play games should actually mean. Free to play, but also worth the pay. What? I know, free-to-play game, why are we spending money? Hear me out. At its core, it's about player agency. You choose how you want to engage with the system. Want to grind? Great. Don't even show me your credit card. Want to trade? Awesome. Get to work. Want to support the devs and save some time? Totally fine. Punch in daddy's numbers. No matter how you approach it, the game gives you the tools to feel in control. That's very, very rare, especially in a market that's overrun by free-to-play and gacha games. Warframe actually wants you to stick around. There's no hidden math. No, buy 500 gems, then convert those into tokens, which you can then use to open chests that might give you something useful after 50 pulls. There's none of that garbage. Just one currency, one economy. Transparent value, as it should be. That sort of clarity can be addictive and extremely powerful. You always know what Platinum is worth because the community always knows what Platinum is worth. Not a marketing team, not a seasonal store rotation, just simple supply and demand, which I know can be tricky for some people, but I promise that you'll figure it out. It also means the game creates long-term engagement without having to burn out the players that are stuck in the hamster wheel. You're not chasing some artificial scarcity. You're participating in something that's living and growing and constantly changing. When you log in, your time matters. If you want it to, your items have meaning. That old mod you forgot about might be worth 40 Platinum now. This system helps free-to-play players stay relevant. If you can't or don't want to spend money, that's totally cool. Trade your way there. And I'm not gonna lie to you, It's gonna be some hard fucking work, but it's gonna be some of the most gratifying shit you ever do, because plenty of players have made entire fortunes without dropping a dime. And it's not because they gamed the system or got 70 million endo by accident, but because the system lets them game it. Imagine that. That sense of empowerment, it's sticky. It keeps players invested and wanting more, because it makes you feel like your time isn't just something that they're trying to milk for every dollar you have. And at the same time, they've managed to find a way to reward people who do decide to spend. Because let's be real, not everyone wants to grind for 10 hours to afford a new color palette. Not everyone can. Some people want to support the game and get what they want quickly. And that's totally fine, because that money will flow to other players, not just the publisher. Okay, if you buy a frame and get the Warframe saw, and maybe it has an Orokin reactor in it already, that's going straight to the publisher. But any augment mods you need for them, any guns or ribbons that you're looking to put on them to make them even better, looking for an arcane that you don't want to grind 21 copies of? Yeah, that's gonna come from the market, big boy. And that's going to another player. You're not just funding the devs in this endeavor, you're fueling the player economy, which creates connection. It builds community. That keeps people coming back. And it might be something as small as just saying thank you when you finish a trade, but it really feels like you're a part of something rather than just a soulless corporation taking what you already know you don't have. At the end of the day, Warframe didn't just build a premium currency. They built a system based on choice. One where real money and real time can coexist together. One where players feel like they are valued for the time that they put in without being manipulated for not giving money. And on the flip side, players who skip the grind never really feel like they've made that much progress by swiping their card. It feels like even exchange. Hard work, whether through earned money or through earned time. And it's not perfect, no game is. But Warframe's Platinum system is proof that a premium currency doesn't have to be something that players have to slog through. Something that, oh my god, it's time for me to give you $100 just so I don't look like garbage in this game because you guys did it on purpose. I know they do it on purpose. So here's my question for all of you. Which game do you think handles premium currency the absolute worst? My personal opinion is either Valorant or Fortnite. I love both those games, but let's be honest, a rotational shop that you still have to spend money for with no way of I could go on for hours. This is ridiculous. How could you do this? Let me know in the comment section below, and let me know if there's any other video topics that you want to hear from me, because even though it looks like we have a lightened load in terms of the Will's Perspective team moving forward, I'm excited to use every single bit of free time that I have to make the best content that I can for you guys. Which might mean that it takes me a really long time and it's amateur as shit, but just know that my heart and soul go into each and every one of these videos. That's all for me. I've yapped for about 15 minutes now, and Lord knows it's gonna take me a minute to edit this, so I'll see y'all later.